I mean in portrait because I did it in landscape last time, but boo. Let me see. Can I do reverse, girl? Yeah. What? But yeah, I just wanted to hit it home one time about how easy it is to be plant-based, how healthy it is to be whole food plant-based, that is, especially. Um, and, you know, just say that if it's something that you feel morally, ethically drawn to do, then it's most likely because it's morally and ethically, the right thing to do. And I mean, what, what makes you want to eat meat when you really think about it? Isn't it just to, satisfy a certain craving, certain appetite? It's almost like you can't really explain what it is, but you just know that, oh snap, that you can't explain what it is, and that's kind of the point. That it's kind of been like indoctrinated into you. And admittedly, it's an extremely dense form of energy, but it's like you can't really explain why it is that you want to eat it. And that's how you know it is the result of big meat and dairy indoctrination from birth. Myself included, I still sometimes every so often fall victim to, not to mention sugar. I mean, let's not even get started on sugar. That's a whole nother story. But when you have things like Ben and Jerry's, although they do have plant-based options, but still liquid sugar, one of the main ingredients, which is, hitting the same reward centers of the brain as cocaine. But, unfortunately, the masses want to recreate filet-o-fish sandwiches. That is what people want. People want to recreate their favorite fast food GMO crap. Their Soylent Green, you know. Oh, you're at the spot cuts? Nice, man. I wish I was there with you, brother. One day, all the truth seekers are gonna link up. I feel it in my heart, man. Like who? No, no. I was eating this stuff over a decade ago. I mean, but look at you. Look at you. Look at you. That's why you look like that. That's why you look like that. No offense, brother. But yeah, it's really easy. It can be really easy, especially when you have shortcuts. Whoa, whoops, whoops, whoops. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on here? What is going on? This is like tripping me out here. Okay. Especially when you have shortcuts like this to help you out, you know? No, I did not put star fruit in this stew. But, and I know this looks like goulash, but I guarantee you, it is delicious. I'm about to try it. Red cabbage, zucchini, seaweed, beans, tomato sauce, potato, onion, garlic, celery, a little bit of ginger too, actually. But can't mix it very well with one hand here. But I'm cooking it in a copper little pan too, which infuses copper into the food, which is very good. And things like this from time to time, you know, are okay, but you try to stay away from things, especially in plastic. And they say a lot of times that citric acid is actually sourced from black mold, which is pretty terrifying. Um, yeah. So it can be so easy. It can be so easy when you have so many options. You have the whole plant kingdom, you know? And so again, if you feel morally and ethically drawn to eat vegan or vegetarian, or at least try to eat more plants and cut out more cut out more animal products, then it's because it's probably the right thing to do. Your intuition is telling you that it is probably the right thing to do. And that's because it is. We eat meat to satiate, to satisfy an appetite, right? We eat meat to satisfy an appetite that doesn't need to be satisfied because it's carnal in nature. Scripted realm. Soy actually has a lot of protein in its raw form and isn't necessarily a testosterone blocker. It's when it's in its processed form that it becomes a testosterone blocker. Right. Sure. And admittedly, I don't really eat a lot of soy. Right. I mean, rarely eat edamame. Occasionally, very rarely have like some tempeh, which is like soybean and brown rice. I don't really eat a lot of soy products. I mean, then again, it's in a lot of processed foods. Soy lecithin. What happened? Camry. Oh, I wish I would have got that on camera. Camry, what are you doing, fam? Camry, what are you doing? Such a troublemaker. Is that Amber over there still? Wow. Just stay away from all those fake meat soy products. In other words, yeah, you know, Impossible Burger, Beyond Burger. Why do they call it that? Why do they call it Beyond and Impossible? Is it because it's impossible to make it out of plants, and is it because it's actually Soylent Green? I mean, possibly. But I want to make this a short stream, and I just want to hit it home with the you know, with the obvious, which is if you feel morally, ethically drawn to do something, it's because it's probably the moral and ethical thing to do. So stop going against what you know to be right and what you know to be true. It's not to say that it's not a battle every day, but we battle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And we have to undo lifelong indoctrination, lifelong programming. We have to literally reprogram our brain and the neural networks inside of it. It's a mission. It's a mission. But you got to start somewhere. And this weather modification is off the charts today in South Florida. I don't know. Dude, it's just been raining for hours. And before it was like raining, like pouring rain, like a fucking tsunami or something. So, what's new, right? What's new? But, yeah, oh, cuts. Yeah, I'm in South Florida, man. I'm in, like Fort Lauderdale area. Between, like, kind of like by Fort Lauderdale, kind of by Miami, somewhere in the middle. But yeah, it'd be cool if I just made this a little 10-second stream. Sorry, 10-minute stream. Yeah, I just really want to hit it home, man. Again, I'll say it again. If you feel morally and ethically drawn to do something, it is probably because that is the moral and ethical thing to do. Period. And you know, you know, becoming vegetarian or vegan or whatever is not an event. It's not something you arrive at all of a sudden. I'm vegan. I'm vegetarian. No, it's a process. It takes years. I've been doing this shit for years, and maybe I'll have a year without eating any meat at all, and then you know, I have something with chicken or something in it, whether knowingly or not. And sometimes that is what happens, is you don't realize until after. Someone tells you after, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you know, and it messes you up. Other times you do know. I have known, you know, before. And you know, I've fallen down to that again. And, you know, same with you know, like hitting a vape that I thought was just nicotine and ended up having, then again, you're better off hitting some THC than hitting some nicotine. That's just my opinion. But, or some CBD over both of those, because CBD actually has a full range of benefits, whereas THC, for the most part, gets you high. maybe reduces some anxiety and stuff like that. But yeah, nicotine I don't think really has much of any value. But yeah, Cheech and Chong will tell you otherwise. They'll tell you that THC is life. But yeah, I took January off of everything, vaping, smoking. I don't really drink really anyway. Tripping, which I rarely do. As a kind of a, I mean, look, psychedelics are incredible, and they offer immense potential to the world. Which again, I say, if you feel drawn to do something, including maybe say like eat a little bit of psilocybin, or drink a little bit of ayahuasca, which I haven't done yet, but I've smoked my fair share of DMT, and I thank God. I thank God that God, I thank the infinite universal creator for bringing it into my oh, I just caught 11:11 and there's two people watching and 2 likes. I like that. 11:11 and 2 2. But yeah, I thank the Most High for bringing those things into my life when he did, she did, they did, whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna start streaming more because I love the idea of creating and creating more and consuming less. I consume a lot of content, and I consume a lot of content between Gematria Effect News and Brian Scott and mostly those. Enter the Stars, Shaking My Head Productions, Wise Wake Up 1984, and yeah, and supporting my brothers. My underdog channel brothers like Cuts, SF Cuts, Warner. Uh, yeah, right. The Matrix. Wise Wake Up. Um, Seek Truth 101. My brother Bart. You know. But so much for going 10 minutes. But yeah, man. If you feel morally, ethically drawn to do something, you'd be surprised how easy it can be, man. How easy it can be. Let's try this because I've just been waiting. Mmm. Mmm. I wish you could taste it. I wish I could convey. No, no. I wish you could taste it. But guess what? You can get a bunch of awesome plant foods and cook it up. If you're not a culinary school graduate like myself, doesn't matter. Look up a recipe, make it. It's not that hard. Honestly, my strategy a lot of the time, I just put a bunch of shit together that I like, that I know that I like. I like onions, I like mushrooms, I like peppers, I like spinach, I like um, you know, here's some spinach. Here's some baby tomatoes. Like, it doesn't have to be like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that serious. It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. Just put a bunch of good stuff together. And yeah, I'll probably cut these little baby tomatoes. I'm not gonna do that right now, but yeah. Shout out to Wise, and yeah, right, yeah, man, for sure. Wise definitely Wise definitely has got some great insights, man, and some great research. And he's been on YouTube for a long time, so his following should be way bigger. But I think what he's done is probably like been off YouTube for long periods of time, and then came back. So that'll lose your following. But anyway, there's a short stream, y'all. I'd like to cut it off at 15 minutes and about 30 seconds. So much love. I'm gonna start streaming more. Um, and if I could eventually have like a little bit of a following and raise a little money and use it to not just help me with some expenses, but more importantly, to maybe start a charitable type of foundation, that would be incredible. That would be incredible, you know? And I would really like to do that. So anyway, peace and love, y'all. Peace and love. See y'all around. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need a rap from you. one of these days, Mr. Cuts. I've seen some of what y'all going on, and I'm all about my raps. So peace and love.